All right, folks, that is that time. It is time for us to get started on our weekly live daily trading session. More about that in just a bit. It's 3 o'clock on here in Mississippi. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon, 95 degrees, 50% humidity, just the way I like it. Let me know in the chat if the audio is all right. If you are in Australia operating a motor vehicle right now, please do not text and drive. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to go over the strategy that I trade, and believe it or not, the key to the strategy, the key to any successful strategy, is not the nuts and bolts of the indicators or the exits and entries. It's the risk management, the trade management mindset. That's what I love about this. It's built in. I'll show you all of that. If anybody would like to follow along, to have this strategy, just give us an email at godlytrading.com. I'll send you a link, and you can download everything that you see here today. All of my indicators, all but one of my indicators, are open source. You can get them yourself. You can watch the video and get what you need. Without any further ado, let us jump into the trading here. So when I start off every day with trading, by the way, I said I was going to answer this question. So I'm going to do these videos once a week, these live trading sessions once a week, even though I trade this daily. And you may say, well, why, if you trade it daily, are you only going live once a week? Because it's really, really boring. I open up my charts, click, 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 click. I do a thing. Uh-oh, it says OBS is disconnected. I hope it's still going. Let me, quick, 1 second. Let me go on here. Oh, reconnection is successful. That's never happened before. I'm going to keep going, assuming that we're still live. So here is the chart that I start off with, my daily checklist. First thing I do, read my Bible verses. Therefore, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, do all for the glory of God. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm spreading this message. I made my transformation as a trader. I'm thinking it's going to be this week's video, is how I went from trading misery to trading mastery. Oh, that's a good phrase there. It's actually part of my book. If anybody was interested, got the book there. But when I took my focus off of myself, and put it on God where it belongs, and serving other traders, serving my family, that kind of thing. The next verse here, and boy, I tell you how applicable this is for traders. Be anxious for nothing. How many times are we anxious on a daily basis? If you're a day trader, or bless your heart, if you're a scalper, I don't know how you make it through the day without anxiety. I don't drink anything stronger than Barry's Irish tea here. Irish tea, not Irish coffee. But anyway, be anxious for nothing, but in everything, and by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. There's a key. There's a chapter in here about being thankful. With thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God, and may the peace of God, chapter almost at the end of it, the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. So, first thing I do every day, I read that verse. Then I open my platform. I've already got it open right here. MT5 is what I use. The indicators that I have are available on MT5, MT4, and soon-ish will be available on TradingView. Probably never will be available on TradeStation, because I hate TradeStation. Sorry about that. Open my platform, open up my FX book, and check the calendar and the news to avoid. What in the world is news to avoid? Well, here we go. So this particular strategy has some news items to avoid, and there's a couple of different levels of news items that you could add or subtract to it if you were so inclined. I have boiled these down a little bit. First and foremost, I avoid trading any country's currency that has an election within my trading window. I'm a daily trader, so I trade every single day at the end of or near the end of the trading day. I trade forex. So forex is about 55 minutes left before today's day closes. So I trade right at the end of the day, once a day. So I don't look at my charts again until the next day. So if some news event's going to happen between right now and the next day, then I just don't trade that currency. So election first and foremost. You just never know what's going to happen. Anytime there's a Bank of whatever, interest rate announcement, Bank of Canada, Bank of Japan, Bank of England, what's ours called? The Federal Reserve. I avoid those. And then there are some very specific ones. Those are universal. There are some specific ones for Canada, right? We've got employment. Pretty much any of the dollars, U.S. dollar, Canadian dollar, Kiwi dollar, and Aussie dollar. I avoid employment numbers for those, for the most part. You can see for yourself here. What, like I said, I can give you this. Y'all, I'm going to slow down. I encourage everybody, if you watch this not live, if you watch this tape delayed, boy, I just showed my age there, didn't I? Tape delayed. When my kids were 5, they're like, Daddy, why do you call it taping a TV show? And I'm like, you know what? You're never going to need to know that information. Don't worry about it. Anyway, if you're watching this as a recording, please crank me down to 0.75 because when I get animated, my speech speeds up. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So I avoid certain things here if it's going to happen within the next, for me, 24-hour period. So daily process again, manage my open trades. All right, so I'll go back to my platform and I manage my open trades. Is my VPS going to survive? I think it is going to survive. Y'all ignore that phone in the background. I do apologize. I should have muted that beforehand. So manage my open trades. So right now I am in 2 open trades. I am in pound Kiwi, and I got into this trade yesterday. The package that I will send you, or the website I can send you to, that has all the indicators, also has 2 instructional videos on what in the world you're looking at here. Not only the indicators and those PDF files, but also the ins and outs and the hows to's of this particular strategy. So I got into this trade yesterday right here, and you can see it's pulled back on me just a little bit. I'm not worried. I don't worry. Disconnected. Okay. I sincerely hope it's still running. I'm going to assume it is. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me go to YouTube and see if it's still running. I'm going to assume it is. I'm hoping it is. Hang on. I saw something there. I do apologize for that. I don't know why. I've had live sessions many a time, and it's never popped up OBS Studios disconnected. So I'm going to speed this up. I'm trying to keep these sessions about 10 minutes. Today is not going to make it. So anyway, on that website will be the videos, instruction videos on the ins and outs of the particular video. So I got into this trade yesterday. I'm in a little bit of drawdown. I'm not worried. I never worry. The next one is, so there's nothing to do here, right? Unless I've hit my stop loss or an indicator has flipped, or I have moved to the other side of my baseline, I don't do anything. Pound US. Now yesterday I hit my first take profit here. So what I did do was I moved my stop loss from where it was to break even. And for me, break even is, oh, hang on one second. Sorry, I had to, my camera was doing a thing there. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties today. Well, that's all right. I moved my stop loss to break even, plus just a few pips to cover the commission fees there. And there's nothing else to do there. Most of the time when I open the chart, there's nothing to do. That's why I say this strategy is slow and steady and reliable and boring as all get out. So let's go back to the chart here. So record closed trades. Didn't have any closed trades today. I can show you a couple just for kicks here. So Euro pound, I had one that just closed. So you can see I got in here, hit my first take profit here, moved my stop loss here, took half of it off there, and then there's where the remainder of it came off. But that was a couple days ago, so there's nothing to do with those. Next thing I do is evaluate my open risk per currency. And that's one of the beauties of this strategy is once you have moved your stop loss to break even, you don't have any risk associated anymore. I don't have any more than 2% per trade ever, risk open at any one time. And I never have any more than 6% open at any one given time, all account wide. And that is because that was a rule I set back when I was with a couple of different prop firms. I'm still with the Fibers. I'll show you them in a minute. And they have some rules that I had to adapt into my trading system because of I had to be following their rules, not just my own. With DarwinX, there are no rules. It's like Thunderdome out there. I'm going to date myself again. So there's no trades to record. I've only got one trade open right now. It's at a 0.5% risk. I've only got a 0.5% risk. So I'll also evaluate how much risk per currency do I have. Like I said, I don't want to have any more than 2%. I need to correct myself because I'm going really, really fast. I need to slow down, take a sip of Barry's Irish breakfast tea, and let you know. I said earlier I don't risk more than 2% per trade. That is true. But I don't risk more than 2% per currency. So if I'm in pound yen and pound Swiss and pound Kiwi and pound Aussie, 4 of those, I can only go in at 0.5% each because that equals 2%. So right now I'm in both pound US and pound Kiwi. But as I just said, my pound US trade has no risk associated with it. So whereas yesterday I had 1% risk on, or 2 days ago, because I had 0.5% with pound Kiwi and 0.5% with pound US. Once I hit first take profit, moved my stop loss to break even, now I've only got 0.5% period open risk on the pound. So nothing to do there. It's been a very slow news week so far, slow trading week for me. Last week was crazy. Evaluate pending setups. And this is where I take most of the time, and this is where it gets really boring, and I'm going to do a little bit of this for you guys. I'm sorry, I'm a Southerner. I should never say you guys, ever. I'm going to do this pretty quickly for y'all. Show you what I do. Once you have done this more than once or twice, you get to go through it really quickly. So Aussie CAD, nothing to do. I'm going to show you in real-time speed how long this takes me. Aussie Swiss, nothing to do. Aussie Yen, nothing to do. Aussie Kiwi, nothing to do. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. And you say, well, what in the world are you looking at? Go, if you watch those videos, again, if you're interested, send me an email. I will send you the link, and you can watch the sort of secret videos that I've got. But basically, I'm a trend trader. So I get in at the beginning of a trend. Well, you can see that I'm not starting any new trends, not just yet. My indicators, I'm looking here, and I'm looking here, and I'm looking here. I'm looking where price is, and I'm looking where price is relative to the baseline and where the indicator is. And they don't all match up. I don't do anything. Like I said, this is open source. This is open source. The only thing that's not open source is my supply and demand tool, because I paid a fellow in Vietnam $100 to do it for me. Nothing to do here, nothing to do here. I think I looked at this before I came online. There's nothing to do anywhere. There are no new trades, which is unfortunate. It'd be nice to be able to show you how to get into a new trade. But I just going through here, there's just nothing. This one, let me show. Okay, here's one. It's not, but it's almost there. If price here had closed below my baseline, so my first step is, hey, I've got a chart. I'm sorry, I forgot to show you that. Use avoidance rules. Trade entry checklist. I do love a checklist. If you watched yesterday's video, the Bible study for traders video, I talked about how Paul loves a list. Well, I love a checklist. It's one of the reasons that this is referred to as a manual algorithm. An algorithm is just simply a whole series of yes/no statements. If you do this, you go that way. If you do this, you go that way. That's all it is. So I have a manual checklist here. So it tells you how to get in for these two different types of entries. So what I'm looking for first and foremost is either a baseline cross or a C1 main trend confirmation indicator, otherwise known as C1, flip. So we see it flipped 2 days ago or yesterday, but we were still on the wrong side. So today, if price was right here, I would say, okay, price has closed below my baseline. I have a C1 flip from green to red. That tells me to go long. Now I just need one more. That very first time that you start a new trend, most breakouts fail. I think I've heard that from 1,000 people. Most breakouts fail. And the corollary to that is that most new trends that start fail, because they're gonna have a surge in one direction and then a pullback and then a resurge. So when I had that very first time that I've got a brand new trend, it was going one way, now it's going the other. I have one additional indicator, which is TDFI, trend direction and force indicator. And if it is telling me that there's enough volume, I know this is forex volume, then I go. So if this was here and I had volume here to say go, then I would enter. Then I would say, okay, what's my one and only other step? And this is where I differ from the creator of this whole method, VP. I do put supply and demand on the chart as a filter, and basically all it says is, can I get to where I want to get to with nothing in the way? Right? Is there a supply or a demand zone in the way of my first take profit? If it's in the way of the second take profit, I don't care. Remember, there's only 4 types of trade results out there. You got a big win, a small loss, and a big loss. This system, by its very nature, by the way it's built, eliminates big losses. If you follow the rules, as VP says, trade your plan, get out of your own way, repeat. If you just do that, then you have eliminated the big losses. They absolutely cannot happen, ever. So now you're left with big wins, and small losses. Well, your small wins and your small losses cancel each other out. Or you could say, hey, my small wins pay for my small losses. And then what you're left with are your big wins and for your profits. So if I can get TP1 and think, well, I'll probably get TP1 and it's probably going to bounce back and hit my break-even stop loss, big deal. I have earned a small win to pay for a small loss later on. But if I look at this, say everything else tells me to go, well, I've got this big green demand zone sitting between my entry and my first take profit, I'm just not going to take it. That's not in the official no-nonsense Forex rules. I put that there as just an extra filter. Does that mean I'm going to miss some trades? Absolutely. Look, guys, if you want, look, my trend strategy waits for confirmation first. If you want to get into a trend earlier than me, go for it. Find you a system, test your system. I'll help you. Reach out to me. I'll help you build a system. Test it, test it, test it. Please, please test it. And then if it works out, just follow it. It does. This is what works for me. So it's like a batter in baseball waiting for his perfect pitch. He waits for that pitch and he lets some other pitches go by that may or may not have been a good pitch, but he's waiting for his. So I'm waiting for my pitch here. So anyway, that's that would be a setup. It's not one today. I'm not going to go through the rest of the pairs there. There's nothing there. Going back to the checklist, look for new setups. We did that. Take screenshots of open and closed trades. Update your trading journal. Update social media if you want to. I've got a video out there, and I can do later. I can find it and post it on the importance of journaling. It is, especially if you are a struggling trader, it's not important. It's not even critical. It's mandatory. If you're a struggling trader, you've got to journal, because what you want is what's going through is I call this the barrel of monkeys. What's going on in your head, right? Mine look like the minions, but I can't show that on video because it's copyrighted. But anyway, quieting that is the key. The thing to being a successful trader. I've got a video that I will repost. I keep saying that, and it keeps being true. A little bit later on the success formula that I developed, and the key there is the discipline, the mindset, not the strategy. Anybody's strategy will work. The famous philosopher, I quote him in my book. I keep referencing the book there. The famous French philosopher, Gusteau, whose autobiographical documentary is often misunderstood. It's called Ratatouille. He said anyone can cook. Well, anyone can trade. Not that everyone can trade, but that anyone can, because trading is trading. And once you conquer your barrel of monkeys, any strategy will work. I need to remind me to reference in a post somewhere the Flat Earth Trading Society. They just wrapped up a 100 trade, amazing demonstration of how risk management and trade management are more important than anything else. All that to say, I need to get out of here. Is there anything left on the checklist? No, we have updated our journal. All right. Like I said, guys, I'm gonna go back to. I'm sorry. Before I get out of here, I know I'm keeping y'all too long. I'm gonna show you the trade results here, because you say, hey, well, what's it look like? You know what I didn't do? After all that chatter, I didn't actually check the news. Tomorrow, we don't have anything that's on the list. And Friday, we have CAD unemployment. So what that means for me is I cannot enter into a new CAD trade. If CAD was today, I would have to exit anything that falls according to those rules. But 2 days out, it just means I can't open a new trade. All right, so let me just show you the returns. This is just my DarwinX account. Anybody can go on, what am I? CPCH, the very, very silly acronym. Coach Pepper can help. CPCH. Hey, this is good for those of you out there. Does this ever happen to you? All right, watch this. I'm on my FX book, and here's my returns: 3.12%. That's not right. If I go custom analysis all, and then hit analyze, now it's at almost 5%. These are the real returns. I don't know why it doesn't do anything different. Why is my FX book lopping off 1.5% for no good reason? Anyway, So my Darwin risk engine adjustment is 2 basically. So if you were investing in my Darwin, that would be 10% return. Monthly, that'd be about 2%, which is what I'm shooting for. 2% return a month. You can see my returns per month down here. I started off with a negative month, a drawdown. It's going to happen. Timing. Here's something I'm very proud about. Can you be proud about something? Proud of something. So this is my Fivers account, if it'll actually pull up. It may not. There we go. So I was doing great with the Fivers until they kicked all of us U.S. traders. The first thing they did was they put us on hold for a month. Then they kicked us over to something called Match Trader, out of MT5 and into Match Trader. Well, as you can tell, everything I do is MT5. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't care. I'm not doing anything. I just started just clicking buttons because I hated Match Trader so much. Started clicking buttons. I said, you know what? I want to just copy somebody. I was just piddling around, messing around. Anyway, July the 10th, I said, okay, fine. I'm going to take the extra effort to manually copy my trades from MT5 over into Match Trader from my strategy that I trade everywhere else. So July the 10th, I started trading my swing trading strategy on Match Trader, my Fivers prop firm account. And so you can see I was at $19,023.51 on July the 10th, and I made it back into positive territory on July the 26th. So I recovered that full 5% drawdown from the Fivers in 1 month just by trading this strategy. You can see, of course, it's a trend strategy, but we've been trending the last month, so that factors into it as well. So I'm working on getting an API. I don't know what an API is, but fortunately the guy from Vietnam does to copy trade from MT5 to here. And anyway, not going to go over all that. So all that to say, the strategy does work, and the way it works is I follow my rules, I get out of my own way, and I move on with my life. And I mean that literally. On a regular day, I come in here. I mean, it's been 22 minutes because I've been rambling. I told Tatsa that I had Australian level sarcasm. I hope he understands now. I come in here and it's in 5 minutes or less, I trade my strategy and I close my trading platform and I move on to whatever else I'm doing. I'm writing another book. It's due to come out in November of next year because it's taken me forever. I'm learning YouTube. Oh my goodness. I am blessed that I have 2 sons who are with me in this endeavor, this godly trading endeavor that know that one's 21 and one's 23. So they spend their life on the internet. They're able to help me like, all right, Father, we know you're old and decrepit and don't know about technology here. So anyway, the beauty, one of the crutches that I use to keep myself on track is to be so busy with everything else, I don't mess with my trades. I open my trades according to my plan. I shut down my platform and I go back to being so busy with the rest of my life. I can't squeeze any more time to look at my trades except for that 5 minutes a day. And in the 23 hours and 55 minutes that I have been neglecting it, it just flourishes. So distraction is a wonderful thing if you can harness it and put it in the right direction. Squirrel. Sorry about that. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I will be back not tomorrow, but next week. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you all next time.